Hey everyone, it's William Moore, and you are watching Beyond the Ties That Bind. Thanks for joining me. I pray that everyone is having as good of a day as you can possibly have, living within the present circumstances we now find ourselves subject to. So, today we have this.
When do you think we could
get back to that, Mr. President?
How long is this going to take to get back to normalcy?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a vaccine by the end of the year. We're doing very well with the vaccine. And I will tell you something, I just literally left a meeting. We're mobilizing our military and other forces, but we're mobilizing our military on the basis that we do have a vaccine. You know, it's a massive job to give this vaccine. Our military is now being mobilized, so at the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly.
And you're just doing something with syringes as well, so that you can have it plentiful.
That's right.
You have enough vaccine.
We will have the tremendous force, because assuming we get it, then you have to distribute it.
Right.
And unless you're mobilized and ready, you're not going to be able to do it for a long time. So we're starting now. We're of the assumption that by the end of the year, we're going to have a vaccine, and then we have to be able to give it, to use it on most of our population.
Yeah.
There you have it. So, I believe that the National Guard is being deployed to these senior homes in order to train them to be able to test and vaccinate people in a speedy fashion. The president here states that he is mobilizing the military, and they are hoping to have a vaccine by the end of the year, so that they can vaccinate most of the population. However, we know the agenda is to vaccinate the entire population. I've had programs in the past that talk about the digital wristbands, to where you will not be able to enter into a restaurant, a grocery store, a department store, or a sporting event unless your digital wristband gives you clearance, stating that you have been tested, that you have antibodies, and I'm sure that that same digital type of technology will be used to show whether or not you have received the vaccination. Maybe it's going to be in the form of a microchip, a digital wristband, who knows? But this is what's coming. We very well could see choke points on highways and major metro areas. We could see choke points on main roads in major metro areas. A choke point is where they take everything down to one lane, and then they ask you, have you been tested? Have you been vaccinated? And if you haven't been vaccinated, maybe they will take you away somewhere to be vaccinated. Who knows? We know that they have an agenda. We know that they have a number of plans on the table right now. They're just trying to decide, trying to narrow it down to what plan they're going to initiate. So, they have talk of taking children out of their homes now in the state of Washington. I covered that a little bit on a previous video, to where if an adult has tested positive for the coronavirus, the children will be taken out of the home until the adult or the parent recovers. Now, think about this. A child being taken out of the home, put into foster care. That child is going to be subject to abuse, probably. And then you have tactics used by different social services and division of family service agents, that they will interrogate a child and get the child to say that they're being abused by the parent, to possibly take the child out of their home permanently. So, you know, a lot of people will say, well, this is unconstitutional. Actually, it is constitutional. In the General Welfare Clause of the Constitution, the Congress can pass laws concerning the health of the individuals of the nation. So, as Lysander Spooner stated, whether it be one thing or another, this we know for certain, that the Constitution has either authorized the government that we now have, or has been powerless to prevent it. Either way, it is unfit to exist. I do not know why people need something written down on paper to validate their freedom. The Constitution does not validate your freedom. Freedom existed long before 1787. Yes, 1787, that's when the Constitution was drafted in Philadelphia, and the Bill of Rights didn't come around until 1789, 2 years later. And the Bill of Rights is a rider to the Constitution. Those amendments can be removed at any time. So a lot of people put their trust in amendments, but the amendments can be removed. And the 10th Amendment actually gives unlimited power to the states to pass any type of legislation they want. So we might have pockets in the country to where states are saying that you do not have to be vaccinated, but you can have other pockets where the states can pass laws that say you do have to be vaccinated. So don't talk to me about the Constitution. Constitution was drafted by lawyers and bankers, and anytime a lawyer is scribbling down something on a piece of paper, you can guarantee that somebody somewhere is being screwed out of their rights. Freedom is under attack right now, and it is up to each individual who loves freedom to defend freedom, to stand up against those people who are trying to come against you. I guarantee the people who wear the badges and have the government titles are more scared of people who stand up against them than the people who are standing up against them are scared of the government. So we need to take a stand, because this is freedom's last stand. If we don't stand now, freedom's gone. We need to stand up against this tyranny, this despotic government, this oppression right now. I will die a free man. When they come around and try and tell me that I need to be tested and that I need to be vaccinated, I will die before I let them test me or vaccinate me. That is a promise. And I'm not going down easily. So we have a situation here. Trump says he's mobilizing the military. This is serious, folks. Anytime the military is being mobilized, anytime the military is being called up to help implement some type of plan, this is serious. We're going to have phase 2 in the fall. They're going to inflate the numbers. They're going to say it was worse than phase 1, and you're going to have lockdowns again, and you're going to have a more despotic form of stay-at-home orders than what we've just had. Now, Missouri's come out of the stay-at-home orders. However, we still have social distancing. And now we're going to have contact tracing, where people are going to be narking on other individuals who are not social distancing. This is 1984 on steroids. And there's nothing your little piece of paper, the Constitution, can do to save you. It is up to you to save yourself. Individuals who love freedom. Freedom comes from the heart, it's set in the mind, and it's carried out by the actions of the individuals who love freedom. It has nothing to do with a piece of paper or government. Don't look to government to validate your freedom or protect your freedom. Government does not exist to protect freedom. Government exists to destroy freedom. Freedom and government cannot coexist. Freedom and government cannot and will not ever be able to coexist. When they start writing down things on a piece of paper, that is an assault on freedom. All freedom needs is this simple philosophy: do no harm. All freedom needs is this simple philosophy, which was stated by the greatest man who ever lived. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And then the reverse: don't do unto others as you would not want them to do to you. That's all we need. No one has a higher claim to your life and property than you. And when they come and they try and tell you that you need to be vaccinated, that you need to stay in your home, they're telling you that they believe that they have a higher claim to your life than you do. It's time to take a stand. It's time to push back, because I guarantee if you push back now, if we push back with full force, and I'm not saying that we have to, force needs to be any kind of violent act. We outnumber them. All we have to do is say no. Remember Nancy Reagan? Just say no. Just say no. This is William Moore for Beyond the Ties That Bind. Until next time, love everyone. Peace.